Jason, I can't plug my male into my female on my minis. Why can't I do that? And what do I need to do so that way I can power my minis? And no, we cannot use your minis as an extension cord. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how we can do this and things that we can do to make this work and why we cannot plug these plugs into the minis. And so one of the biggest reasons why is if we start using this as an extension cord, the problem that we will have is that one, that in here there is fuses, and these are not designed to run more than 2 amps. So if they go more than 2 amps, you will start breaking these fuses. So for instance, I have 1,000 feet of C9 in this bucket here that if I plugged it in, it is right at 2 amps. And so that's the problem if I go with running it there. So what do I need to do to fix the problem of how can I run this with this here? So one of the things I will say is I always run my power cord. You could run your power cord or your extension cord up behind here so that way you can get up here to power our C9s. Once we power our C9s, this is why typically I will run my columns from the top with the male up here, right? I want the male at the very top up here because what this will allow me to do is then I can feed all of my columns from the top of the lights here. So I can come down and feed my columns to the lights here. Another reason why I like to do this too is if I do it on the ground, then obviously I can have the dogs pulling on it or the bunnies eating that line or something that is a little critter on the ground. And yes, I know this one is a little short. The person that installed that one didn't get his spacings right to get it down. So again, when we want our spacings, we want them. But for this video, our minis will not plug into these here. They're not designed for it. These have the bigger prongs in it. And so one's prong bigger than the other one. And so it will not take this prong here. Is there times that only time that I would maybe do this is I had a guy that one of my employees, they put about 2 hours into this big 30-foot tree of wrapping this tree, and they wrapped it all with the male at the top. And so with the male at the top, it doesn't do us very good. Of a 30-foot tree, it's hard to do. And so if you take this here and you can eventually force this down into it, and it will go, and then it will power these lights. The other option is you can take your cutters and cut it a little bit to get it started in there, so that way you can get these to power up. But other than that, these will not plug in. I don't recommend you to plug them in. Again, it's designed that from our C9 power line that we can then drop down and then power each of our columns. So that way all our power is at the top, our power is gonna come down. Our extension cord, I may have to, typically I wanna run up a gutter. I'm gonna run up one of the gutters so that I can hide my extension cord. So that way it's not exposed, and then I will just drop down. If I need to drop down to maybe a driveway or something, or again, I'm not gonna use my minis, I'm gonna run an extension cord down the gutter on the other side of the driveway, on the other side of the sidewalk, so that way I can run this. I don't have to run an extension cord over the sidewalk and cause issues. So no, we cannot use minis as an extension cord to get power from one place to another. So again, just a little quick trick. If you need anything, give me a holler. Put me a question down in the comments. If you need any lights, go check out christmaslights.io. Have all the lights you need and everything. Very fast shipping. Typically will get to you within 2 days. At least 3 days. 98% of the customers get it within 3 days. So again, go check it out, and I'll see you in my next video.